Hello guys, welcome to GB Presents Tech View, another tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll show you guys how you can upgrade or migrate DNS server. So if it is a Windows-based DNS server, especially Windows-based, because I want to discuss only the Windows, not the other DNS. You can have a DNS server in Linux machine also. So if you have a Windows-based DNS server and if you want to upgrade, how you can do that? So for example, you have DNS server 2016, right, or 2019, and you are trying to migrate that 2019 to 2022. In that case, how you can do that? So that's what I'm going to show you in this video. All right. So say for example, primary DNS server. You have a primary DNS server name. This is your server name. This is Windows 2016, and this is the IP address you have currently. And you have also secondary DNS server. You can have a multiple DNS server. DNS server 1, 2. This one is number 2. Okay, so let's change it. This one should be 2. And so the blue one is your existing. You have 2 DNS server. You can have multiple 3, 4, 5, 6, but I'm not going for 3, 4, 5. I'm giving you an example with 2 DNS. So you have existing 2 DNS server, DNS 01 and DNS 02, and both server is running with 2016. Now you are trying to upgrade it to 2019 or 2022. So in my case, I'm showing with 2022. So how you can do that? And what kind of plan you should have, right? So the primary DNS is running with IP number 4. The secondary DNS is running with IP number 4, but that's different subnet. This one is 10.15.0.4, and this one is 10.15.15.4. So this is your existing environment. Now you are trying to upgrade, or you can say migrate DNS server. How you can do that? So the easiest way you can do that, the first thing is you have to deploy a new machine. That's what I name it, replace DNS server. So when I deployed a new Windows machine, and that time I install Windows OS 2022 instead of 2016. What I did, 2022. So this replace DNS server. Actually, this is not a DNS server yet, but you planning to make this one as your primary DNS server. So you deployed a simple virtual machine with Windows Server 2022 operating systems, and also you have to do some common task, which is like change the IP address, time zone, firewall, RDP, all those things you can do, and also the machine name. But I put the machine name same name, but whenever you have the same machine name, it's not going to take if I can show you on the inventory here. This is my vCenter, right? So when I created the new one, this is the DNS01, this is my new one. So this is called inventory name. So on the inventory name, actually I put same name, but I added only here at the end replace, -replace. So, and also when I deployed this machine, I deployed it to the different storage. You see here, this machine, replace machine, the new machine is now using NAS storage, but this one is using oh, this also NAS. Actually, this is using local. If you go here, all right. So 100. This is the hard drive. You see, this one is using local storage, not NAS, but this one is using NAS storage. You see here, NAS storage. All right. So two different storage. Otherwise, whenever on the, if it is both machine is the same data store and you have put the same name, it's gonna be like it'll gonna tell you exactly like the name already exists. So that's why you have to put replace. So put the replace, and also not only that, put it on a different storage. And later on, whenever everything is done, then you can maybe migrate back from this storage to maybe the regular storage. So whenever you work for a company, in that case, they will have a multiple data store. Maybe in your home lab, maybe you have one or two, you have a limited, but anyway, enterprise level, you will have multiple data store. Like I mean this one data store, multiple data store like this. Okay, so my new machine is called replace, right? So inventory name is replace, replace DNS server or something like that. And then what you should do, so export DNS from SLV DNS01, which is from this server, your primary server, and then import it to DNS01 replace in here. In here you have to import it. So how to import it, I'll show you step by step, but I'm just trying to explain it, what plan you should have. So whenever you successfully able to import it to the import it, and also you can add it as a DNS. So then after that, the second step will be here, this one. So then, but before you do that, you have to take this is the brand new machine, right? You have to take a snapshot, because if something goes wrong, you can just revert back and you can retry it again. So which I already did here. If you can look at here, if you look at here, this is my replacement, right? Right click on it, and then go to the snapshot, and then take a minute. You see here, VM snapshot. I have the snapshot taken already, so I'm in a safe side. And also the one you are doing maintenance, that one also you can have a snapshot. It's up to you. And then, so whenever you know, okay, my this one is, but the thing is, the time you're going to do the maintenance, in that time, there will be outage, like until you like delete this one and then add back this one as a primary. Until then, it's going to be like your DNS service will be down. But if you have a multiple other DNS and also other application is forwarding to this DNS, maybe this DNS will be serve you, but there will be outage. Okay, and decom this one, right? So whenever this one is ready, you have to decom this one, and after you decom it, but make sure before you decom this one, you have to have a backup, because you know organization will have a separate backup tools. Through the backup tools, you have to make sure you have a available backup. If something goes wrong with the new one, then you can restore the old DNS, which is your actual primary DNS server. You can revert back, you can roll back. So that's capability you have to have, make sure. But this is the steps, like whenever you have a two, then deploy the new one, and then export the DNS from the existing one, and then import it to the new one. And then whenever new one is import is successfully done, then come back to the primary DNS server and then decom it. So I'll show you actually step by step how you're gonna how you can demote it, right? So that I will explain. And then this machine will be primary DNS server, but you have to add this machine with the domain, and after that it will be your primary DNS server. So that's what I explained it here, and let's do it like step by step. So I'm not able to do the RDP in this machine, but if you look at here, I open it on my, this is the new machine, which one is replace one, right? This machine will be the primary DNS after we successfully migrated. So, and you see here, this is a 2022 OS. Okay. So in here, I'm going to, so I've assigned the IP address number 5. You see a different IP address, but later on, whenever you see in this example here, step number 2, I have the IP address number 5, but before I add the machine with the domain, I have to make sure this one is completely removed from the environment, completely decommed, and completely remove all the DNS entry and everything, and then re-added this one with the domain. So you have to change the IP address from 5 to 4 to make it a primary one. So we're gonna do it practically. Okay, let's work on the replace one, the new one. So all those things you have to have like this, and then the computer name should be the same. You see, in the inventory name is DNS01-replace, but inside the machine I put the same name, computer name, because you have to have it like this. It's not gonna make any issues because this is inside of the machine. So I put the same name, but with a different IP address. Okay, so now what I can do here, so first from this machine, which one is my DNS? So this is my DNS server, right? Okay, let's start from here. So on the DNS server, I have some, let me show you from the beginning. So this is my primary DNS server. I'm just going to start. First step, start, right? So you have to go to your primary DNS server, and then you can just mention start. So you have to go to the File Explorer, and then I'm going to minimize this one for clear view. And in here, you have to go to this PC, and then C drive, and then Windows, and then system32. You can type S system32, and then type D, and then type D, and then you're gonna see DNS. You see here DNS. This is a folder under system32, and double click on it, and you're gonna see here is some address ARP or DNS. So all these are, I have some like on the reverse lookup zone. If you can look at on the existing one, just say this one, your DNS, right? So DNS you have under the forward lookup zone, it has the domain, and then reverse lookup zone you have two subnet, right? So if you have a 50 subnet, you have to add all 50 subnet in under the reverse lookup zone. So, but I have only 2, that's why I'm going to be showing you with the 2. So if you have a 50, just do the 50 the same way. So I have the script written here, like the command, how you can add it. So how we can export, this is the command for a lookup zone, and this is for reverse lookup zone. So reverse lookup zone, I have only 2 IP subnet, right? So if you have a 50, then you're gonna add 50 like this. That's exactly the same. And then for how you're gonna import it, that's also I will show you. So through this one you can export, that means which is backup, but I don't wanna mess up with the existing one. So this is the existing one. I'm just going to copy entire thing, and also actually I created this folder manually. You can right click here and you can say new and folder, and you can say old. So I already have old. Whatever folder you want, you can create it. I'm just going to delete this one because I have already created old one. Okay, old one I have already data. So I'm going to delete it. Okay, so I'm going to move this to on the old. Okay. Okay. So everything moved to old, the existing one. Now through the command, so you can go to CMD command, right click on it, run. And in here, you can run this command. So I'm going to open this. The first command is DNS space / zone export space inverted commas, then slv.com your domain, and then again space inverted comma slv.com.dns, then inverted comma down. So I'm just going to copy and paste, and I'll put those commands in the description box. Hit enter, and then immediately you want to see it's created. Is here slv.com.dns, and then the second one is for our forward lookup zone, right? I have 2 subnet, that's why I'm going to run 2 times this. Okay, you see 0.15.0 in the DNS, right? Now I'm going to create another one, 15.15.0. This one is 10.15.0, this one is 10.15.15. You see, it's automatically created. So these three things is enough for me. I don't need anything anymore. And then what do you need to do? You have to copy this. Okay, let's see. Okay, so but how are you gonna see this? You have to move this file, and this file. You have to copy to your new server. So my new server, I'm not able to do the RDP now. So how I'm going to access? So I just open the vCenter through the vCenter browser. Like I'm using this one, right? So inside I'm using is a browser based, not RDP based. It's a browser based. I'm just accessing the new one. So on the new one, I'm going to minimize this window. So go to the File Explorer, and then in here, you can type the IP address of my first domain controller, or first DNS server. And so /, what is my first DNS server IP address? 10.15.0.4, right? And then slash, and inside the C drive, we have Windows, and then inside under the Windows we have System32, and under System32 we have a DNS, right? On the main DNS server, right? Here, you see here, C drive, then Windows, then System32, then DNS. So how we can access from your new machine? So from the new machine, which is SLB DNS01 // open the File Explorer and type /, then the IP address of your primary DNS server, and /, and then you can say C and $. That's how you'll be able to go. Now it shows the C drive, right? Whose machine C drive? This is the replacement machine C drive? No, this is my actually this machine C drive. Now we know where it is, right? Open the Windows, then go to the System32, and then D for DNS, go down, here DNS. Okay, so this one is coming from my primary DNS server, right? I'm just going to move it a little bit this way, right? So easy to view. And then I need to move the mouse here on the File Explorer, right click on it, File Explorer, open another window. So now we have two windows, right? If you can look at here, this window is coming from your actual primary one, and this one is your replace one. The left one is your replace one. So same thing, go your replace one, C drive. You can make it a little bit bigger, then it's easily you can view it. Windows, and then System32 here, right? And then DNS. Oh, sorry, I forget to show you one more thing. So on your replace machine, after you install the Windows operating system, then do your configuration, the common stuff, and also you have to make sure you have DNS service installed. You see here, DNS roles is installed. How are you going to install it? Dashboard, and then add roles and features. I forget to show you actually. Then next, and then make sure you have a check mark here, next, and install. So ahead of time I install it. It's pretty simple and easy, like the way you did it on your first DNS server. The same way you have to have this feature or this roles installed here. I already installed. That's why I have this folder inside the C drive. So now this left side window is from my replacement, the new server, and this is from my actual primary server, right, on the right side one. So I need to copy this 3 file. I can say copy, and in here right click and then paste. Okay, easy way, I just paste it. Now I need to active those things, like those DNS. How I can do that? So if you go to the DNS server from your new machine, this is your new machine, right? Replace tools and go to the DNS. You're not going to see anything here. I'm going to minimize it again. Okay, expanded, forward lookup zone, reverse lookup zone is nothing, right? Nothing here. But it's going to become automatically. See how we can do that. So you need to run some command. So since this is a browser based, I cannot copy and paste from outside. So this script I'm going to copy, entire thing I'm going to copy to my primary DNS server here. Open a notepad, paste it here, and you can say save as DNS script, and I'm going to save it to the C drive directly here and save it. So where I saved it, on my primary DNS server, C drive here, DNS script. So the same way I'm going to now my replacement machine, which is open on a browser, and that machine, you see here, this is what I already copied, right? So this is the right side one is my actual primary one, right? You see the path 15.0, right? So I need to go to here, not a C drive. On the C drive, you see the DNS script. So I can copy this one now easily. I can just transfer it to this machine. Okay. So now I don't need any more my primary DNS server window, right? So I can close it. Now I'm completely on my new machine, right? And on the new machine, I have a DNS script here. I just transfer the DNS script. Okay. So now, sorry. DNS script. Okay. I'm just going to make it small and move it somewhere here. Okay. Now from this machine, so right now I have the script on my replacement machine, and also I have already copied DNS this 3, right? I already copied here. Now I have to add them, and that means I have to activate them, right? I have now everything, right? Whatever I need, everything I have on my I have the copy here, right? So what I can do, just because your first DNS, primary DNS is active, in that case you cannot make another one as a primary. You cannot make this one as a primary. So what do you have to do? You have to shut down whatever I need. I already copied to the replacement one, right? So the original one, the one is still existing, which is my primary. I'm going to power it off. I'm going to shut down, continue. So I shut it down, and still this machine has a communication. You see here, this machine, if you look at the computer object, development, production. Okay, so the DNS 02 and DNS 01 still is there, right? Still is there. Just go here and right click on it, new zone, next, primary, right? Next, the zone name is slv.com, and then click next. And then when you click next, then you're gonna see here, use this existing file, create a new file. So I'm not going to create, this is not my first time, I'm going to upgrade it, right? So I already transferred to the replacement. So you can say use the existing file. Click here, click next, and then allow both secure and secure dynamic updates like this. Click next and finish. You see, everything is already copied, right? And then reverse lookup zone. So how you can do that? Just right click here, new zone, next, and primary, IPv4, that's also true. Then the type, which is 10.15.0, right? the first one, this one I'm going to restore 10.15.0, but in here it's going to show you 0.15 like it's reverse, but in here you're going to type only the 3 octet 10.15.0, click next, and then just here's the main change. When you create the first time, and that time we said create a new file. Right now we are using existing one, so select this one, it's gonna use this automatically. This, click next and finish. So if you click here, you see all the records I have already automatically. And then so this two I just did, right? So then I have another one, right? So if you have a 50, you have to add all 50 like this. New, next, primary, next, zone, next, and then in here 10.15.15, right? Click next. But I'm not creating, right? Use this one. Allow, next, and finish. So you see, this one also created everything. So everything is restored to my new one, right? So I have everything. So this machine, I have everything, but it's not gonna work out. Why? Because I didn't add this machine with the domain yet. So I have to add this machine with the domain. So before I do that, what I have to do, I have to go back to my first one, which is power off. So I'm going to, so this one doesn't have any kind of communication as a DNS now. It just imported, data is there. So what do you have to do? You have to just right click here, power it on. And if you have a multiple DNS server, make sure all other DNS server, you have to power it off, because otherwise it's going to have a transactional communication, right, with the machine. So completely you have to declare the outage and you have to do your maintenance. Just powering on, almost there. So the first thing is I have to remove the machine from the domain. That's what I have to do first. So it's power on. So I'm going to do the RDP here on this machine. The first thing is I'll do remove the machine from the, okay. So I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove the, okay, this is the one, right? So I'm going to go to server manager. This is my DNS server number 01. So my replaced one is ready, but it's not connected yet. It's ready. That's why I'm going to decom now the actual primary DNS server, and my service, all the application will be stopped working. So how I can decom it? First, I have to go here, the local server, and then click here, because this is the member of a domain, and then change and move it to, I'm just removing my primary domain controller from the domain. So you can say anything, whatever you want, or you can say test, whatever you want, or work group. Click OK and OK. And sometimes, okay, it says welcome to the test. Sometimes it will ask you your administrative credential. So you have to provide your administrative credential. The way you add the machine to the domain, that time is asked, same way is going to be asked here. So now close, and it says restart. So whenever you restart it, that means this machine is not anymore the member of domain. So if you go back here and check the Active Directory users and computers here, where we see the computers here, I think under 20, actually it should be under 2016, but somehow it was moving to 19. It doesn't matter. Okay, you see here my SLV DNS01, it shows as completely down, right? So I'm going to remove this one. Since this is down, the down means actually it's removed. this sign means it's removed, it's decom. So it's not anymore a member of my domain. So I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to now recreate new computer. I'm going to recreate. So what is the name of my, this one, SLB DNS 0, right? So now, so since this is already gone, right? Everything is gone. So I can just power it off. I can just delete it. Right click on it, power off. It's not going to be function anymore. So now I'm going to work on with only this one. So I'm going to just copy the name, and on the Active Directory side here, I'm going to create another computer object with the same name. Okay. All right. I just did it. And then what I need to do, now I have to add this machine with the domain. I have to add this machine with the domain. But before I do that, what I have to do, I have to change the IP address. I have to change the IP address. So I'm going to change this IP to number 4. Okay, so before I do the 4, because it's not a conflict, because still the old, this is the old one, right? Still the old machine in my inventory. I have to remove it from my inventory. Otherwise the IP, I cannot put the same IP. So don't delete it, just remove it. You can delete later on. Remove it. Okay, I just remove it. Now only I have this one, the replace one. I have to make it as a main one, right? So inside this, now I will be able to change it to 4, and then click OK, and click OK. See, there's no alert or nothing, because no IP conflict, because I removed completely after I remove it from the domain, and then I remove it from the base center inventory. So now the old DNS 01 is still staying, but it's on the data store, not on the inventory anymore. So that's why easily I can change the IP. So I change the IP address. Why I change this IP address? Before it was 5, right? Now it's 4. Just refresh it. You want to see the 4. It's actually on the replacement machine. The one has 2022 Windows 22 server, right? Now I need to add this machine with the domain. Change, and here you can say slv.com. Click OK, and then you have to verify with your administrative credentials. You have to have that privileged access. So if you have a account or administrative account, like you're supposed to have 2 accounts. One is your primary account, which is a primary or standard, same thing, and administrative account. So you can run with your administrative account. If you're a system administrator, you should have that privileged access. So you can have your name, but I don't have this user right now. That's why I'm using the domain administrator. Administrator add, and then and the password. That means I'm adding the machine with the domain. Okay, it says okay, successful. Close and restart. Restart anyway. I'm just restarting. All right. And now also I can change the name, replace. I can change the name, replace. So I'm going to rename it and change it to just 01. So now inventory has only SLS like DNS 01. Seems like this one is old one, right? Actually, it's not old one. This is new operating system. If the machine is turned on, then you're gonna see. So we have to wait here until it's open. Okay. All right. It's open with an Let's see I can do the RDP on it or not. And also from the jump machine, I can look at here. If you look at here, SLB DNS01 is there. Operating system now is 2022, right? So it's showing the right way. And what else I can do? So this is done actually. This is done. And IP also, I got the IP number 4. Now I need to do the RDP on it. So for doing the RDP, this is the one right now. All right, I'm able to do the RDP on it. And first time I'm logging there. That's why it's going to take a little bit time as administrator. Or you can log in with your AA account and your administrative account. It's going to take a little bit time. And now it's time to verify. It times to verify actually it is working or not. So how you can verify? So if you can run, say for example, any machine you have here, say DC02 or your other DNS. So just run CMD command from the jump machine or your outside machine. So you can say NSLOOKUP, because NSLOOKUP will be resolved from the DNS. If DNS not working, it's not going to resolve. So that's how you can prove your DNS is working. So NSLOOKUP, say for example, first check with the DNS one, the one I built, right? 10.15.0.4. Yes, is resolved. And then second DNS server, which is 15.4, it's also resolved. Then Active Directory, we have Active Directory 0.2, it's resolved. Then try with the 15.2, the second one also resolved. And then we have, what else we have? Let's see what is the IP address. Let's see what is the IP address for our jump machine. The machine I have right now is this one, right? So run this one, NSLOOKUP, this is resolved. And then check for the other machine, which one is running. If you can look at here, let's see, let's say, which machine, vCenter, for example, vCenter, right? vCenter is 61 is 112, okay, 112. So let's check NSLOOKUP with the IP. Yes. So that means your DNS is working. And then copy this one and then NSLOOKUP with the name FQDN. That's also working. So everything seems working. That means you are good to go. And also my DNS server is open. And this is 2022, right? So from the server manager, go tools, and then DNS. You see? And then reverse lookup zone, you see everything is there. Everything is there. So everything working fine, perfectly. So, and everything is working. So now if you want to delete the, so this one is done, right? Now this one is the primary one. Now you have another one is 2016. Now how you can remove this one? Same thing, deploy another machine, or maybe you can completely delete it. It doesn't matter. This is the secondary one. Secondary you can build anytime. So that way you build this secondary first time, same way. So just first remove it from the domain and power it off, remove from the inventory, or maybe delete from the inventory. It doesn't matter because you have the primary one, right? So secondary one, and then rebuild, like build another new machine with 2022 operating system, and then name as same 02, because this one is completely removed from the domain. So for this one, what you can do, you can just completely remove it. How you can do completely remove it, I'm going to show you here. First you have to delete it, let's say DNS 02, right? Okay, DNS 02. So you have to just remove it, server manager, and rebuild new one. The same process, exactly same process, but like exactly same process means how to remove the machine. So removable machine means you have to go to the local server and then DNS and then change and then show with this one and then click OK. Then it's going to be removed. It's going to be removed from what? It's going to be removed from the Active Directory OU, and you're going to see that it's going to be showed down here. Number 2 will be showed down, and then just right click on it, delete it, and then recreate new one like as this one. And with the new machine, so and when you like remove the machine from the domain, after that come back to the vCenter inventory and come here DNS number 2 and right click on it and then power off the machine, and then whenever after the power of the machine, then you're going to see the remove from the inventory and delete from the disk is going to be highlighted. So just delete from the disk, delete from the disk. That's it, because it's a secondary one. And then rebuild new machine with the same name and then do the same process the way you've added the second one. So if you forget how you can did this secondary DNS, just watch the secondary DNS video. And that's all. Everything working fine. We are successfully updated to, we are successfully migrated to 2022 operating system on our DNS server. Then everything working fine. Because I have the same name, I don't need to change anything here, right? Everything is working. And that's all. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video. And if you think this video is helpful for you, please give a big thumbs up and also make some comments. Your comments encourage me a lot to make more videos. And also, if you're new in my channel, please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video.